In this video tonight I'm going to do a coastal wild camp, and it's camping on this island, which it is an island, so it involves a wade, so you're going to have fun watching me do that in a moment. But I've got shorts with me and my Tivas, so I'm well prepared. My rucksack tonight, I've got the weight right down to 5 kilograms, so once I get over and get the tent set up, we're going to have a look at the pack as well and see exactly the content that I have for a 5 kilogram overnight camp on the coast. Here goes, wish me luck. So that's us. I bet you were hoping that was deeper, but I'm afraid not. The tide is about 15 minutes off full. I think it's quite low tonight, so the good thing is I know the beach area here that I'm going to pitch a tent on will be completely safe. It's not going to be coming in any further. So now really just to go ahead and get a tent up and then look at the detail of what I've got in my pack. So set up tonight are really just above the line of the seaweed here, just for obvious reasons. I don't want to be swimming later on. So regarding the weight of the tent and everything, I have the tent just in its original stuff sacks. So there's nothing here any different than what would be straight from the manufacturer. And tent choice tonight is my Hilleberg Akto, which its full weight is 1.7 kilos. So at this end of the tent, just to save pegs, I know you add a little bit of weight of the guy line, but I've actually got a guy line here which I can pull and adjust this out. And it's not set up perfect, but I can get reasonably good tension here with these. So I'm actually just using one peg to secure all of these points at each bit here. And the way the tent's set up, it actually looks pretty okay. I'd be quite happy with that. I mean, this setup here is not really ideal. I know the area and I've been in before and checked it out. I knew there were plenty of stones. I could really have done with another couple of pegs. Ideally I would have liked to peg this, but I know there's going to be no wind tonight, but I'm just really pegging it out to give it some level of support. So if you look around, here's the first wet I've saved some weight tonight. I brought the Akto out without an inner, saving 243 grams. It's just an idea to try it. Tonight I'm actually forecast for thunderstorms, so it'll be interesting. And the temperature is about to go down to about 12 degrees. So it'll be interesting to see how the Akto just copes with the footprint and the fly sheet. You can see here there's a little bit of a gap between the footprint and the outer. So hopefully I won't get wet later on tonight if it rains. So as promised, now we're going to look at what's in my pack. This pack is an Osprey Atmos 35. It's an older pack. So what did I actually bring tonight? So in this little bag here, just a few wee camera bits and pieces, some extra equipment. The weight of the pack did not include that, by the way. A titanium mug, a couple of lighters. I always just use cheap lighters to work my stove. Here we have a black diamond SpotLite 160. It's quite an old head torch, but it's 160 lumen and it's 52 or 54 grams. So enough light for tonight and super lightweight. A track towel just in case I get some condensation tonight or any other bits of dampness. I always kind of bring one of these with me. And a titanium spork. And I just use like options, hot chocolate, a little bit of a drink later on, you know, tonight. So that's really all that's in that compartment. I did bring about 700 odd mils of water. Again, that was not included in your weight. And then in the actual main part of the pack, so as I said, I brought a tent in its actual tent bag, so I'm going to set that down. Here we have a Thermarest pillow, which is just one of the older pillows that I like this style. I don't like inflatable pillows. So this guy here only weighs, I think, about 200 grams. Here, Thermarest Neo-Air Uberlite, ultra compact, 250 odd grams, fantastic. So I'm going to be landing that later. I have a titanium pot that I just got off eBay, and I know the pot and stove system weighs about 210 grams, and inside here I just have a Soto Windmaster. So I have actually brought some dehydrated food with me for later on tonight too. Be getting that going in a minute. And my sleeping bag is a Rab Infinity 300. It is packed with 300 grams of 850 fill-power hydrophobic down in this stuff sack, which incidentally is an Osprey stuff sack, 703 grams for the whole lot. Comfort rating down to, I think, +2 and -2 sort of comfort limit. Full canister of gas. I think this is a 230 odd gram one. Full, you know, so I got my weight down at that. And in here I have my dehydrated meal for the night. So that's it, nothing more. That's what I'm using tonight. Okay, so all is pretty good so far. It is 5 to 11. It stays light pretty good here in Northern Ireland in the middle of the summer. So 5 to 11, no sign of any rain at the moment, but there should be some rain later on. The only issue I'm having is there's a fair wee bit of sand, and when I say sand, it's quite coarse sort of shells, so I'm slightly worried that it might puncture my Uberlite Thermarest. So I'm just being pretty meticulous about keeping the sand off and away from this. But apart from that, everything's pretty good. I mean, the setup of the tent has worked quite well. No sign of any condensation at the moment. There's just been a little bit of a breeze, which is pretty good. So I'm going to turn in shortly. And then if there's anything happens sort of in the middle of the night, you know, rain-wise, or any rain starts to come in, or I'm not really properly protected with just using the outer fly sheet of the tent, then I'll film that and let you sort of see it. I do want to also mention at this stage just a little quick shout out to Rob Outdoor Prep, and I'll put a link sort of in my description. So that's Rob Outdoor Prep. I've been watching a lot of his reviews on tents lately, and they're really good. I mean, he spends a lot of time and he's very meticulous and very thorough with his reviews. So if you kind of like my sort of reviews, I mean, his are a similar sort of style, and he also goes into a lot of detail. So have a look at his channel as well, and I hope you enjoy it. So good morning. It's now about 8:05. So last night there was no real rain, so I was hoping that I would get some sort of challenge for the tent setup. You know, as I didn't bring the inner with me, but there really wasn't any. I did have a little bit of condensation at one point because the wind just died and it was very still. But I just sort of opened up a little bit, and actually I dug a little sand trench, which I'll kind of show you in a moment. Just to sort of between the sand and the bottom of the fly sheet to give it a little bit more ventilation. But I mean, now you know the condensation and everything has cleared, but there wasn't an issue and it wasn't really any dripping. So the idea was to come out last night and just use the equipment that I have, not really buy anything, to just sort of go as light as I could. And normally in the winter my pack would be between 11 and 13 kilograms, and obviously in the summer you can make a lot of weight saving. And the setup last night was just to sort of see what I could do and how light I could go with the equipment that I had. It all worked very well. I mean, the thing I will say is with no inner in this tent, you have a tremendous amount of space. I kind of nearly didn't know where to put myself last night. It was really good from that perspective. What would I change? I don't really think I would change anything. I mean, I need to give this another go whenever there's a bit of proper rain, just to see if there's any rain comes sort of between the bottom of the fly and the actual footprint. Because certainly last night, you know, it was easily warm enough and everything worked, you know, very, very, very well. So I do hope that you have enjoyed the video. One other thing that I'd like to do with this video is, if you kind of in your comments give me a particular trip idea that you have and the kit list that you have for that, then I'll have a look at it and I'll give you some comments. I mean, it'll only be my opinion, but if you've something that you maybe haven't purchased, or something that you have purchased, you've maybe had it for a while and you're thinking of changing, you know, just kind of let me know. It's just something that I want to try out. One of my subscribers actually suggested it. So that is, I'm going to put a full kit list in the description with the weight of everything. And I'll sort of maybe have a bit of a think about something I would maybe have done differently. So if you want to put down your kit list for your particular trip, or the type of camping that you're thinking of doing, go ahead, and hopefully I'll be able to comment on it and give you some advice if that's what you want. But thanks very much for watching. Until next time. It's nippy enough. Whoa, and it gets deep very quickly too. Oh. Whoa. That's deep enough. Hopefully I won't get any deeper than this. So I'm now sort of on the sandbank, which is a lot better than that mud. Yikes, this is just quite deep. It's alright though.